Thank you, Planet World, for giving us these beautiful new mics. This is such a major, major upgrade to our studio, to our podcast. It's going to just get better from here.
If you want to find out what Planet World can do for you, they are experts in audio and AV solutions, not only for your studio, but also for your home and car. So go visit planetworld.co.za for more information. We are both quite tired. We are.
Goodness.
We had a hard working Saturday. You basically did a seminar, combat grappling, helped us fix a venue, and you were a corner manager as well.
Yes.
Running around yelling at security. we managed. We managed. Versus Fight Night 2 was amazing. Well,
Great
the whole
success.
expo. It was.
What a great way to promote South African MMA at a grassroots level and really try and lift those people up.
Yeah.
For those unaware, Versus Promotions is like a amateur MMA promotion.
Yeah.
So, but some of the best amateur talent in the country,
Yeah.
we throw these guys there and really try and develop the talent.
Yes.
So that was amazing.
That was so much fun. It
How
was fun.
How was it commentating with Driekus du Plessis?
It was so much fun.
Okay.
We had a great time. It was better than the first time. We had a proper production team that also helped us with the proper audio equipment and with all the setup.
Yeah.
Because with the first one we couldn't actually hear each other, so we were speaking over each other quite a lot. And I think this time it went much smoother.
It did.
And what a night it was. 13 fights. How impressive was that main event?
Yes. No.
Nathaniel Kumana is...
Yeah, guys.
He's dangerous.
I know we don't usually talk about amateur events,
We
but
don't.
This was really something special, and
Yeah.
all of the fights. I think the full stream is on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
They're
full
gonna be
stream is
putting
on
out
YouTube.
The other videos, so I would encourage you, if you want to see some good quality amateur MMA, some of the best guys, then please go check that out.
Yeah, Versus Promotions on YouTube. That was sick.
And
that was really cool.
then you can tell people when some of these guys go pro and get into the UFC or Bellator or whatever, you can say, yes, I watched that guy when he was an amateur.
I watched that guy when he was an amateur. Yeah, No, it was really an awesome night, awesome day. There's a lot of hard work that goes into an event like that, and
it's insane. I can only imagine how like the really big promotions do it, like the UFC flying.
I
guys
think if you fly people in, I have so much more respect for
the
those
process.
organizations.
It's insane.
So that was fun.
Talking about the UFC, Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori just went down.
Yes,
I mean, at
it
light
did.
heavyweight, which is insane.
Yeah.
At least Marvin Vettori is a beefy boy.
Yes.
And he was already, I would
was-
rather just cut 7 pounds, 6
Yes.
pounds, something like that.
It was a close fight as well, but Paulo Costa,
Yeah.
he looked good. He looked good at that weight. I think Dana White said in an interview he's gonna force him to stay at that weight.
Yes, I would
which
like-
actually makes that whole division
Dude,
quite
it
interesting. We
mixes
chatted
it
about
up
that
so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, we chat about all the time how it would be so nice to mix up the welterweight division a little bit and the light heavyweight division, just to spice them up a little bit. And I think throwing Paulo Costa into that mix with Prochaska, with Yuri, with Jan, with Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, throwing him into that mix is really, really going to mix it up. Because, I mean, Paulo Costa I think he's still in his 20s.
I think he's 30.
He's 30.
Yeah, I think he's 30.
But I mean,
and I
he's
think
young,
Marvin
he's in his-
Vettori is 28 or something like that.
But I mean, Paulo Costa is in his athletic prime
He
for
is.
MMA.
Yeah.
And I think he can really do really well at the light heavyweight.
I think the biggest winner of that night obviously won the fight, but I think he gained so much more followers is Marvin Vettori.
Absolutely.
And I think just his willingness to accept the fact that the fight is going to be happening at light heavyweight, first of all, and then going on and winning the fight. And it was a close, there was a lot of exchanges back and forth. Some guys both of them got rocked at stages, but Marvin Vettori looked good. He looked good at 205
He's a
as well.
strong dude. He's a strong dude. I think we have to acknowledge Paulo Costa has an incredible gas tank.
Yes,
So
he does.
Dude.
Especially for he claimed he had a bicep injury and that's why he couldn't make the weight.
And also
If that
claimed he
is
drank wine,
true,
but I mean-
yeah, and he had a hair transplant, and there's
Yeah.
and drank wine, and there's so many different reasons
Excuses
for
and reasons
yeah.
and everything.
But it does shake up that whole That
yes,
whole
dude.
Wait, let's just quickly, and I'm actually I'm quite embarrassed that we didn't mention it, but someone mentioned in the comments when we were chatting about our goat list. We missed one of the goatiest goats of all.
We missed Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva.
Apologies to Anderson Silva. And I know if you're watching this, which I know you are. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
I think it's quite fitting because we are the professional amateurs and we don't know what we're doing.
And a lot of times the amateurisms comes through. Definitely with that conversation. I was like, yes, dude.
How?
I mean, one of the fights I've wanted to see for the longest time was Prime Anderson Silva versus Prime GSP. Dude. Yes.
Yeah.
And now, goodness.
So he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
And that's definitely one of the fighters I would also put above Khabib in that conversation.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's gonna be cool to see the next coming fight card.
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait.
That's gonna be cool.
So just now, light heavyweight.
Yeah.
We're really getting some really
Do you know who I like?
Exciting again.
I'm a massive fan at light heavyweights of Khalil Rountree Jr.
Oh yeah.
I would if that guy can become a champion, I would love that for that division. He's explosive. He's the guy that did that.
Yes. The oblique kick.
Yes. And I want to really see him climb the ranks and go for that title.
Because I completely forgot about him because I really enjoyed his fight. Yes. He was dominating,
and he looks scary. I haven't seen. We chatted about that last night as well with some of the amateur fighters. That what's impressive is they show. Well, it can be impressive. Is they show no expressions on their faces.
Yes.
And especially, I think one of the guys' name is Moses. He was a Gorge fighter, and he kept on tagging his opponents and just leg kicks after leg kicks and no facial change, not even anything. So focused. And then when Khalil fought his opponent, he just looked like a man possessed, and you could actually see the fear in his opponents. You could see he's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna have to do something. So Khalil Rountree Jr., I'm telling you, at light heavyweights,
he's gonna make a dent.
Yes, I think so. I hope so.
He did struggle with his with being consistent.
Yes,
if I'm not wrong.
He was very inconsistent.
So yeah, he'll have like this performance of his lifetime, and then the next one is quite disappointing. But I think if his last performance is anything to go by, just how composed he was, how he went in there, in out, just piecing him up. That's an exciting prospect. It really is an exciting prospect.
Paulo Costa versus Khalil.
I feel like
where do you rank him then? Like he's coming from another division. So where?
But I mean, he is the number. Well, up until last night, he was the number 2 contender in at middleweight.
Yeah.
What is Khalil ranked at? Do you
I'm
have
not sure.
any idea? Is he top 10 or not?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the screen. But I mean, if Khalil is within like the top 10, I think make that fight.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if he isn't, Paulo Costa is coming off a loss. So I mean, let him be a little bit of a gatekeeper. Let him prove himself at light heavyweight. Yeah. Talking about light heavyweight, my boy's fighting one of my favorite fighters, Jan Blachowicz. I don't know. There's just something about him that I just love.
You're a big fan.
I'm a big fan.
For me, he's like Volkanovski was. I enjoy his fights. I'm gonna stand up early morning, Sunday morning. I'm gonna watch the fights, but I'm not completely sold on him yet. Even when he beat Izzy, like he beat him convincingly, but like,
Izzy was like, how do you say it? It was quite a bit smaller than Jan.
Yeah.
But he was, even with technical kickboxing, size matters a lot less.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, he was checking his kicks. He was
super. He's
a superb kickboxer.
I honestly do not see. Although I would like to see the underdog story come to light, I cannot see Glover Teixeira win this fight. If he does, big upset. In my opinion, a massive upset.
I mean, what Glover is 42?
Yeah.
That'll
be sick.
That would be.
Imagine he just goes on to defend the title, like just back to back.
Becomes the light heavyweight goat.
Yes, yeah. So, but I do think Blachowicz will
I don't think he's gonna. I don't want to say he's gonna have an easy night.
What's your prediction for the fight?
I'm predicting Blachowicz. I think we'll see the polished power again. Glover isn't as technical as Izzy, so I think Jan will be a little bit more open to throwing bombs, and I think we're going to see that. And I mean, the dude has a mean left body kick.
Yeah,
as we saw against Dominic Reyes. So
I think Blachowicz. My prediction is about. I think Teixeira is tough enough to survive maybe 2-3 rounds. So I would predict maybe a third round knockout. Other than that, even on the ground, Teixeira is good on the ground. He has that.
Jan is a BJJ black belt.
Yes. Yeah. No, and that's what I wanted to say. I can't even see him. I think Teixeira's best chance will be on the ground. And I still think he'll lose in that exchanges as well.
It's one of those where you clearly have the better fighter. Jan is clearly the better fighter out of the two.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he doesn't get hit by like a really lucky, really hard shot.
Yeah.
So I don't think people realize how hard and how perfect you really have to have your timing, your accuracy, everything has to be perfect for you to put someone out in one shot.
Yeah.
I mean, just going back to last night, I was cage side, you were cage side.
Yeah.
Dudes were dropping bombs on each other.
They were. Yes. No, even with those big, like 6-ounce MMA grappling gloves, they still went to town.
Yeah.
And from the get-go, when that ref said fight, they went out. They went at it.
I think because it's amateur fights, and I was definitely guilty of this in the combat grappling as well. Like, you come out like a bat out of hell.
Yeah.
It's like, So we saw guys gassing, and I think that's part of amateur fighting is people are going to gas out. But I mean, if you're South African and you want to see some MMA, real amateur MMA talent, and you're looking for a place to be cage side at an MMA event,
yes,
this is the place to be.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And how great for the turnout.
Oh yeah,
we were actually so surprised because we did pre-sale tickets, and then we got to the door and people were standing in rows, and was like, "Oh shit, we don't have enough." I started yelling and
I was
asking
running around
people,
looking for another
chairs, get chairs. So
it was good stuff.
It was awesome.
We have to talk about, and I'd want to talk about, I know Colby Covington isn't really this week's episode, and we're going to get really into them, but dude, I'm so excited for that fight.
That's going to be an awesome fight. I like Colby. I like him. I think the persona is an act, and
it's absolutely an act.
It is definitely an act. I think he's so well conditioned. Yeah. He is so fit, and I really hope. The thing is as well, like, the best move Usman could have done is switch his camp to Trevor Whitman.
Yes,
and you could see it in his last two fights.
In his striking,
he looks so much better in his striking.
Usman is a dangerous striker, and I think we are going to see Colby trying to get to ground a little bit more.
Do you think so?
I think so. I think Colby.
I think it's going to be
Colby,
a lot like the first fight.
Colby is a better wrestler than Usman. I think so.
Okay.
So if I'm not mistaken, Usman was a Division 2 All-American. I don't know, was he an All-American? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But Colby was a Division 1 All-American.
Yeah.
Dude's ground game is insane. Yeah. And I think we might see him try and wrestle Usman a little bit more. And I think that's going to be his best chance.
But, well, the thing is as well, he changed his fighting style and his persona or personality or whatever you want to call it to stay in the UFC.
Yeah.
You know, so I also think with this fight, we can see this happening, especially within the UFC, is people are now focusing a lot more on keeping fights standing because they are chasing those fight of the nights, those performance bonuses. And you very rarely see a guy that takes a guy down, mauls him, or submits him, getting a bonus. I think Colby is going to want to come out and put on a show, and I really hope it's a lot like the first fight where they meet in the center and they just go at it.
Colby is dangerous. I think he's backed into a corner. Dana doesn't like him. Usman doesn't like him.
Yeah.
There's no one in the welterweight there's very, very, very little in the way of other fighters.
Yeah.
And the UFC, no one likes him.
Yeah.
So the only way Colby is getting fights, the only way Colby's going to stay in the game, make a lot of money, is performing.
Yes.
I think if he loses this fight, it's going to be a long way down, and I think a long way back, and I think he knows that.
Yeah.
So Colby's backed into a corner. He's a man with a lot to lose. He has so much on this line.
Does Uncle Dana, doesn't he like him?
No, man. Colby calls him Uncle Fester. There was so much drama a few years back when Colby was, I think, interim champ.
But in an interview, we saw Colby as well saying that the UFC basically forced Kimura to take the fight.
Yes.
And they backed him into a corner.
I'm inclined to believe that.
Yeah, most definitely. I really do believe
so, out of a manager's perspective, you want your fighter to fight the easiest fight for the most money. That's the rules of the game. Colby is the most difficult fight for the same amount of money as anyone else.
Yeah.
So it's...
Yeah. No, you're gonna try and keep that close to perfect record in the UFC.
Why wouldn't Usman? Why wouldn't he want to fight Leon Edwards?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Then they told him, listen, you don't have a choice. You have to take this fight. And I think that's the UFC's way of... Obviously, they're going to get what they want, but he is the most deserving.
Absolutely.
It's Colby, and then straight after, it's Leon Edwards.
Colby should have had the rematch instantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why.
That was such a close... Yes, he got stopped in the fifth.
What?
But
there was a weird stoppage. We have to give it. He was hanging onto the single leg. It's a weird place to stop the fight.
Yeah.
There's a lot more. How can you say it? A lot more. I can't think of the word now.
Yeah.
But there's so many reasons to give. The UFC gives rematches out like candy.
Yeah.
To Poirier McGregor 3. That was a rematch of a match that Poirier won quite convincingly.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you can let those two rematch in 6 months, why don't you rematch Kamaru and Colby, putting on a fight of the year?
Well, it's setting up a great, almost grudge match between the two.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
The fact that they don't like each other as well.
This makes it better.
Because it is kind of personal. If you watch the interviews, you can see they are kind of... It's not just making a scene for advertising purposes. It looks like they genuinely hate each other. Tyson Fury and Wilder. I think they really don't like each other.
I think Usman hates Colby more than Colby hates Usman.
I think Colby is actually very chill.
Colby, you can see...
I think we just both like Colby. We're very biased.
You can see Colby is trying to get under his skin. His intent is to work Usman up, to get him mad, and he's very, very, very good at it.
Yeah.
So I don't think he hates Usman as a person, but I definitely think Usman hates Colby.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think Ali Abdelaziz also hates Colby.
Of course he does.
Yeah, like I...
Yeah.
I just love the nicknames Colby gives to people.
He is very creative. He could have been a writer.
He could have been a writer.
Yeah.
I'll be disappointed if those things are like ghostwritten by a PR team. I want to believe Colby comes up with...
No, I think he does. I don't think he's... Well, not smart is not the word. I don't think he'll go through that much trouble to diss someone. I think he has better stuff to do with his time.
Yeah.
So he just comes up with that stuff on the spot. So.
That's true. Yeah. I think Colby he's an intelligent guy.
Yeah.
He's a creative guy, and he knows how to play the heel.
Yeah.
Incredibly well.
Yes.
What else is happening this week? What other fights do we have on the card next week?
Don Madge is fighting.
No, never mind. Don Madge is fighting. We've got, dude, Peter Yan, Corey Sandhagen.
What?
That's this week.
That's a
I
cracker.
forgot.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's coming up, but it's only in 2 weeks, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
No, but it's this week. I'm sure it's this week. Yeah, 2 times.
We can check.
Yes. Goodness gracious. Last week we forgot the Anderson Silva and the GOAT conversation. This week we forget Jan versus Sandhagen in the conversation.
Well, so now people know we don't try and go plan this. we don't have a script. So we just...
We had a late
We had a very
night
late night.
last night. I don't know if you can see... I'm struggling with my
the
words.
Muffin Man. How good was his
That was
fight?
insane.
That
Go
was
check
such
it
a
out
good
on
fight.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it was on the main card. I'm not sure.
I have the fight card here.
You
Let's
can't
check.
miss the Muffin Man. Go check out Versus
the
Promotions.
the Muffin Man.
Versus Promotions doesn't pay us to be here, by the way. It's just-
Yeah. we were just very chuffed.
they were really impressed.
This
They
is
allow
a-
me to be a corner manager.
This
and
is not an
that's enough for me.
advertisement. Yeah.
I get a nice shirt and I get to watch the fight, and that's
And
enough for me.
Did you get food?
I got food.
Really?
Yeah.
By the time the event was done, all the food was done. I was like, well, where am I gonna get food?
And you ate like once. You were
I
commentating.
I ate once.
Oh.
I was surviving basically on sparkling water and USN
Where did
Kush
you get
energy
sparkling
drink.
water? Goodness, I want some of that.
Peter Jan, Cody
Gordon-
Sanek.
Gordon-
Yeah,
It
Cody
is next
Sanek.
week. Goodness, we need
Yeah.
to talk about this. Ladies and gents, we are sorry. Goodness gracious.
I think Sanek is. I love Sanek.
I want him to win as well.
I think Peter Jan is a savage, and but I want Sanhagen to take the belt. I enjoy him.
I want
a lot.
Sanhagen to win as well. I don't like Jan. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
he's a. I don't know. I feel like he would want to murder me or something.
Is it?
Just- I wouldn't want to hang out with him. If
Yeah.
I can say it like that.
Well, I've spoken to Peter Jan's managers, well, their management team when we were on Fight Island,
Oh.
and he actually told me that he personally worried more about the Aljamain Sterling fight than any other fight in the bantamweight division, which was quite interesting coming from the guy who knows Peter Jan.
Well, let's not
Very
disrespect
well.
Aljamain at that stage. Dude was.
Yeah.
He was running through people.
I'm sorry, but the way
He only
Aljamain-
really became a clown,
Yeah.
or perceived as a clown by the MMA community after the disqualification.
you can really throw Paulo Costa and Aljamain Sterling in the same boat, and you can ship them off. Honestly, the way they are handling their whole, they have unique situations, but they're handling it quite
Paulo Costa,
stupidly.
Marvin Vittori Paulo Costa was probably one of the lowest combined IQs in a fight.
We don't know that for sure.
But I think so.
And then we have Islam Makhachev taking on Dan Hooker.
Is that next week as well?
That's next week.
Oh, goodness
as
gracious,
well.
ladies and gentlemen, we should start doing research for these podcasts.
Yeah. And in this fight again, I think Islam will win.
Yes.
Most probably. I want Dan Hooker
want
to win.
Dan to win
Just because
so badly.
he's such a savage, flying in a day before
For the previous fight.
For his previous fight.
Dude.
And now just basically
And winning that fight.
Australia
let's
is
not
in
forget.
hard lockdown as well.
Yeah, no,
so you can't
Australia.
go back.
Australia's
because you can't-
lockdown is horrible
It's
compared
terrible.
to ours.
I
Goodness.
thought our lockdown was like
Yeah.
South Africans were very mad when they banned cigarettes and alcohol.
I
and,
think some
But
of our heaviest lockdown is like the same as their heaviest lockdown.
Yeah.
Except
They-
our
there's-
police is a lot more.
yeah,
I don't know how to say it. Like
you can get
African
away with a
vibe.
lot.
You can get away with a
Yeah.
lot. They're much more chill. Just ask for cokes.
We have Alexander Volkov taking on Marcin Tybura. I'm
backing Volkov.
Volkov.
Yeah.
I'm backing Tybura.
I like.
I
Volkov.
like Tybura. I also met him on the island, and he's such a
Did you
teddy
meet
bear.
Sandhagen as well? Because he was the main event for that card, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
Yes. No, man. Sandhagen for the card that Drickus made his debut.
Oh yeah. That's the fight. Aljamain won with that spinning heel kick against Marlon Moraes.
Oh, was Marias.
Yes, it was Marlon Moraes. He heel kicked him.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Knocked him
Impressive
out.
stuff.
Yeah, and then we have Khamzat Chimaev. He's also, what a stacked card, actually. We have Khamzat Chimaev taking on Li Jianlang.
He's taking on Lee.
He's taking on Lee. I think Khamzat will take that fight. And we have that Magomed Ankalev. He's that guy that's...
Ankalev. Yes, I know about Ankalev.
Front kick champion Dolce. Knocked him
Oh.
out. It's that guy.
Oh.
He's taking on Volkan Oezdemir. This is a stacked main card. I'm gonna check the
I had no
prelims.
idea this thing was so stacked. Well, I did know, but then I forgot because I had a late night last night.
Yeah.
And I'm still a little bit fragile.
That's Amir Khani. He's the guy that fought Edson Barbosa. Also on the island.
Also on
We
the
were
island.
there.
That was
Yeah.
actually quite a stacked card.
He's
now
on
that
the
I'm thinking
he's
back
on the
about it.
prelims.
Dude.
Yeah, and Andrei Petroski is also on the prelims. They are the last Ultimate Fighter participants. Yes. Really,
it's kind of stacked. The thing is with Dan Hooker and Makhachev.
Yeah,
I said this when Hooker was fighting Chandler, and I put my foot in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah,
I was backing Dan Hooker to win that fight, and a lot of my argument was wrestlers in general don't do well against knees.
That's a very good argument, and Dan Hooker is known for having incredible timing as well. I hope Dan Hooker wins.
Dude, I would love to see a flying.
I would just like
knockout.
to see the upset.
Oh, dude, same. I might bet some money on Hooker.
I would be very surprised. Imagine Makhachev keeps it standing and beats him. That will send a massive message.
That sends him straight into give this man a title fight.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think he's not there yet. I think Khabib will be like, no, wait.
Put him against Chandler.
We need to smash everybody.
I want to see Chandler and Makhachev. I mean,
wrestler.
Chandler is talking. Talked a lot of game about.
We have Chandler Gaethje.
We have Chandler Gaethje, but after that, it just doesn't matter who wins. Give me Makhachev Chandler next.
Chandler Gaethje is like when you take a stick of dynamite and you wrap it in C4.
Yes, it's that classic.
And you just.
It's the classic
best.
Immovable object needs unstoppable force.
Yeah.
I feel like Chandler Gaethje he's more of a cerebral fighter now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to play into Chandler's game of standing and banging as much.
He has a bad boy tattoo. He's definitely going to do that.
He has a bad boy tramp stamp on his...
Yeah.
What do you call a tramp stamp but in front? He has one of those.
He has one of those rib tattoos.
Yes, it's bad.
Girls like to get. They're on the side.
What girls are you aiming?
No, it's like a eat, pray, love. Eat, pray, love. Yeah, or an anchor.
Not a bad boy.
Yeah.
I want to see that fight. So
it's going to be awesome.
Can't wait. I'm backing Chandler. I love Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
I wanted him to lose his first fight against Dan Hooker because I bet money against you.
Yes.
But
yeah. And then you became a massive Chandler fan.
Right after
that,
I was upset about the money. I had to pay for your golf or something.
Yes, you had to pay for my golf.
I was upset about the money for a week. And then I was like, dude, Michael Chandler is my favorite fighter ever.
That's how you become a big fan of someone. You lose money on them.
You lose money on them.
Yeah.
Just the way he carries himself.
Yeah.
What a dude. I would love to sit down and chat with him.
Yeah.
So I feel like he will have so much to say and so much to teach younger fighters, especially. There's some fighters.
He's always so motivating with his NF music and his training footage.
He really is.
He's like the Rock equivalent of the MMA community.
He's basically, he says all the same things Jocko Willing says, but he just says them friendly.
He's the MMA Gary V.
He is. No, Gary V is way more annoying than Michael Chandler. Gary V is annoying. I'm sorry. Gary V, you're annoying.
Yeah, but he does say, don't say that.
Wait, do you like Gary V?
Oh, I don't mind him. I don't mind him. I don't hate him.
I don't hate him either. I just think he's annoying.
Yes.
It's like, I don't hate Paracos. I just think he's not very intelligent.
I understand. I'm not very... I wasn't impressed with Paracos. Yes, he was super explosive. But let's see. Hopefully he can turn it around in the light heavyweight
It wasn't the Costa we saw fighting Yoel Romero.
No.
That Costa
and I
is
think
scary man.
People every time from that fight is expecting that.
Yes.
But the thing is, you also need someone like Yoel to push you like that.
Yes, that's true.
And I don't know if you'll see that again.
Who is there?
Yuri Prochaska versus Paulo Costa.
That would be... I would love that. Dude.
That is...
Dude.
Damn.
Let's kind of hope Prochaska hasn't done enough to get a title shot so we can see him and Paulo Costa just swinging.
The winner fights... No.
The winner fights,
no, but Costa doesn't deserve that.
That's true. But if you can beat Prochaska, you deserve it. I don't care if it's your first fight in the UFC. If you beat Yuri, you can... Yuri. How do you say it, please?
Yuri Prochaska.
This is weird.
Prochaska.
What is it with the light heavyweights and the light heavyweights in the Eastern Europe countries? Teixeira.
It's the big boys, those thick boys.
It's the big boys. Those
Shout out to Brendan Sharp, big boy. Thick Boy Bike Club.
The big dudes that would have been KGB hitmen bouncers.
Hitmen bouncers.
If Jan Blachowicz he's Polish, but that's almost Russian. Is it? That's almost
same but different.
I could see him being like the personal bodyguard of like the Polish king back in like the 1800s or something. Just this big dude with a suicide bracelet. What a weird thing is that? Goodness gracious.
A suicide bracelet?
No. He has the bracelet. He has this bracelet for good luck.
Yeah.
That
No.
Yeah.
Who? Okay.
Do you not know this?
No.
Dude. I have to tell you about this. So, the story goes, Jan was he was like walking in the woods or something, as you do, and then he came upon a man who has committed suicide by hanging himself, and then before calling the police, because maybe he called the police first, I don't know, I wasn't there. The point is, he cut off a piece of the rope that the man used to hang himself, and he wears it as a good luck bracelet.
Why?
It's working.
He
hasn't lost
evidence.
He hasn't lost since he's put it on.
That shit.
And people
scary.
And people thought that bracelet got him through the Adesanya fight. I am convinced. He's a weird dude.
On that note, find yourself a Lucky Charms bracelet, and should we wrap this up?
Please, it's weird. Your friends you can only get away with this shit if you're like a light heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
Me,
don't do that.
A normal guy on the street can't get away with something like this. People are gonna think you're weird. If you pitch up at your local BJJ gym with a bracelet like that, people are gonna think you're weird. Yeah, on that note.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe, and then we'll see you guys next week.
Please remind us of anything that we might have forgotten.
Yeah, and if we're idiots, please let us know in the comments below, and then we'll try and fix it on the next episode.
It helps to keep our egos in check.
Yeah. I like the wink.